there, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It is Tuesday, and that means Tabletop Tuesday, the show where we discuss all the wonderful games that have brought us great memories throughout the long years. As it's our last show before Halloween, I wanted to keep the tradition alive for just one more segment. So we are again going to concentrate on something mysterious and spooky altogether. Wait, crap, no. That's another show. Anyway, take a gander, y'all. This is Dragon Magazine. This is issue 210 from October of 1994. Some of y'all may already know this, but Dragon Magazine had been going strong for nearly 20 years by the time this here issue came out. Dragon was one of two official magazines put out by then TSR, the other being Dungeon. Dragon's emphasis was on either introducing something new, be it rules, magic items, spells, monsters, numerous other elements of the game, or a fresh and unique interpretation of existing elements. Dungeon Magazine was the one that covered, well, dungeons, basically adventures and such. It was a magazine packed with adventure ideas and scenarios. It was fantastic. But we are concentrating on Dragon today. The setting Forgotten Realms actually got its start in Dragon Magazine back in the 80s. And man, I miss the 80s. But anywho, originally titled The Dragon, when the first issue launched in June of 76, it was retitled to just Dragon by July of 1980, and then more formally Dragon Magazine for its remaining decade starting in November of 87. The final printed issue came out in September of 2007. The magazine is renowned for being the launching pad for numerous luminaries within the gaming world, but Dragon wasn't just for gaming. Oh no, back then, diversity sold, and you could find fiction all the way up until the 90s, along with book reviews, suggestions. It had it all. This here issue is no different. Printed during the heyday of second edition, my personal favorite edition. I mean, you have this ad right here for the complete Paladin's Handbook, along with the complete Druid's Handbook. Never did get the Paladin one, dang it. But don't fret, no handbooks will be harmed in the making of this video. I don't know why we shoot arrows to a perfectly good book, but whatever. After a column by Dale A. Donovan, you all may recognize that name, we launch right into it with a big article talking about the economical, legal, and political aspects of resurrection magic by Michael Satrin. This is fascinating. Resurrection magic is one of those topics that gets tossed around every now and again because if it exists in a campaign, it really throws stakes right out the window. The intent of this article adds some nuance to the existing discussion without ever diving into the elephant in the room. The elephant being, if you can just scrape together a fortune, or if you've got a high level friend, the fear of death and really of consequences becomes much more distant, has a lot less bite, and this article dives right into that. Not only that, but it's got a number of adventure ideas right here dealing with resurrection. I mean, this is the kind of content right here you could expect every month from Dragon. It really was a solid investment if you had the cash. I was still youngish at this time, so I didn't often have that cash, but what can you do? Moving on. And here's an ad for a brand new card game, Magic the Gathering. Maybe you've heard of it. Man, they covered so much ground with these things. These are treasures. They really are. Then we gotta get into the actual scary articles, the true Halloween themed ones. Spike Jones takes us on a journey into options for making your encounters frightening again with this "Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Ghost?" This article mirrors what the Ravenloft setting did, and I find that fascinating because that means many minds were all bent in a similar direction around this time. It basically boils down to why would your players be afraid of a monster when they can quote its stats and counter everything it does? It really takes the fear and wonder out of it. So Spike's article dives into how to reclaim some of that fear and wonder back. I won't spoil it here. It's an excellent read. Then we dive into a long running series of articles printed on Halloween in the magazine for a good long while. This season's offering is from Tom Moldvay, and he's diving into nuances and options for specters, ghosts, and liches, the most powerful of the undead the PCs are likely to encounter. And again, the point of the article is to bring back the terror and uncertainty at your gaming table by introducing details and variances within existing known monsters that can throw your players for a loop, keep them guessing, keep them nervous and off balance. These kinds of mind games are vital for keeping things fresh and lively at your table, and your players will thank you for it. Nobody likes a stale table after all. It's disgusting. Steve Berman then gives us a Greek monstrosity for the Call of Cthulhu game, which is just awesome seeing all these different games supported under one roof. Plus, with all the various games included herein, folks reading it may in fact get curious about these other systems, seeing articles published about them. Probably the point. It may or may not have had something to do with an impressionable young man just starting out on his journey in life, wanting to branch out into tons of different gaming systems, even to this day. But I digress. It's me. I was that. That's me. William W. Connors then provides us with a ton more nuance and depth to the Taroka card game, introduced with the Vistani of Ravenloft. Gregory W. Detweiler showers us with adventure ideas for the Dark Suns campaign setting over here. There's tons of ads for stuff like Warhammer 40K, all this stuff, a huge section here detailing all these gaming conventions they knew all about all over the country. Back then, the internet wasn't as much of a thing, as I'm sure most folks watching this video know. So convention organizers would write into Dragon Magazine and give the details on their upcoming convention so folks would have the info. Nicholas Barron gives us a number of new spells by this elder mage. Nice little background description and such. And then we dive into primitive weaponry, another article from Gregory Detweiler. Here's a Ghost Story by Daniel Hood before they phase those out, along with a number of publication reviews. Comic strips that I absolutely love. This one here by Jeff Grubb himself. Oh, and they always capstone things in the back with articles about minis, usually about painting and such. Very helpful stuff. But this is what you could and can expect from these old Dragon magazine. It's been a favorite of mine for, well, my whole gaming life. This and Dungeon both just felt like an absolute wealth of ideas, entertainment, and value for what you paid. This one's just shy of $4 on the cover. It'd probably be about $20 these days easy, but I digress. So to bring this all back around, I highly, strongly encourage y'all to snatch up any old Dungeon or Dragon magazines you might find out there. Keep on the lookout and be assured you'll get back whatever you have to pay, within reason, obviously. But I wanted to take a moment to just showcase these old publications. As the years drag on, some information is inevitably lost, and folks may not know or recall how enjoyable this old magazine was. Well, now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
I couldn't resist. Anywho, that's all we got for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this trip back into the 90s and a sorely missed publication. So go on, get out there yourselves today and grab a copy if you can. Also, I have it on good authority. It may be available somewhere in the high seas, as you will. Thank you all for tuning in and give me a moment of your time. I do hope I've entertained you all. Now I'm going to pass turn. It's your turn to roll. Get out those dice today. Gather around the table. Go on an adventure of your own and make some memories. While you're at it, maybe pop in a good movie, watch a cartoon, read a comic, drink a little water, and get some exercise. As always, have a good one.